Hi, I want to spend a few minutes talking about The Cure, um, i.e. what the hell happened to them. Uh, I was once a huge Cure fan when I was a teenager in the late 80s, early 90s when I was discovering all of their music from the 80s, and Disintegration was something I bought when it came out the first time, and I went on from there, and they quickly became my favorite band. They were my favorite band when I was a teenager. Now, something happened right after the album Wish from 1992. After that, they seem to have lost what they were doing before. They seem to have lost the plot and started to do something a little different. Now, here's my take on what they lost and what they ended up doing. I've titled this video The Cure as Brand, because that is what I feel that they are doing now, retreading sort of previous glories, as it were, and kind of being something else that they were not originally, when they originally just spontaneously came up with good and groundbreaking music. That was what they did for many years, and what made me a fan. And now, yeah, it's different. Okay, so here's what happens. The album Wish. At the very end of the album Wish, there's a song called End. And that's where I think it actually ends. You'll notice when you look at the lyrics to that song, you say, I think I've reached that point when I've run out of ideas and I can't milk this cow anymore, really, or squeeze this any more blood out of the stone. So what he's saying is, well, I've run out of ideas, and where do I go from here? So yeah, I think when you just write a song like that, when you start writing songs about how hard it is to write songs anymore, you're probably done at that point, and may as well just pack it in and then just coast from there. You've got a good back catalog, but no, there had to continue because it was a going concern, and I think what made that a going concern continuing is Robert Smith. He became a pretty good businessman. He realized that he had a brand going, and that people would buy things associated with that brand, and he could just generate a good amount of lucre from that. So what I think happened, well, you can see what happened with their next album after Wish, Wild Mood Swings. Okay, now I said The Cure as brand. Now, already with Wild Mood Swings, the title is a bit odd. It's not spontaneous, it's more sort of self-conscious. So my feeling on it is that he's saying with Wild Mood Swings, oh, hey, here's one of those crazy, diverse albums again by The Cure, like The Top and Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Here's another one of those. And then just launch right into it and go all over the place, and it's crazy. But inspiration is somewhat lacking. Well, it starts off okay, that album. I'm not going to go through track-by-track analysis of the entire album. I'm just going to give you some highlights and sort of give my take on what I feel happened, how I feel that exemplifies what happened with The Cure. Okay, first off, with the song Want, you've got pretty paint-by-numbers Cure right there. There must be something more, I can't seem to get enough, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's so hard, and oh, it's so hard to be a hedonist. Well, but for all that, it's a pretty good song, pretty compelling songwriting, and a good album opener. Then Club America, that's another new thing I think that they were doing, that it's a pretty new musical style. I think it has some genuine verve to it. I generally like that song, even though the lyrics are all about, oh, how boring it is to be, how boring and tedious it is to be famous, you get carted around to these places where people are trying to look cool for you and blah blah blah. That's what song is about. Okay, and again, when you're writing songs about being famous, you're already done. But that's what they're doing at that point. All right, and then this is a lie. Okay, here's the third track on the album where we suddenly get all quiet and introspective. But it sucks. Lays flat, does nothing. The song just sucks. Next up, there is in fact another thing new. The 13th, the song The 13th, pretty good. A pretty good new direction, a la, you know, stuff like the Love Cats and the Caterpillar. Which you imagine when they first came out, people must have thought, what are they doing? This is really a fresh and new change. Well, this is another one of those songs, but it's genuinely new and has some genuine verve to it. It's a good song. Okay, rest of the album, again, paint by numbers, sucking, lying flat. There's a lot of that. Okay, the song Round and Round and Round. It's, oh, here's another one of those New Order pastiches. New Order even has a song called Round and Round. So if the Cure added another round, round and round and round. Right, so, and then the album closer, I don't even remember the name. The album closer of Wild Mood Swings. Yeah, it's about, yeah, getting old and shutting down and, yeah, Bear is the name of the song. Blah, 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 except it's just limp as all get out. Limp and lying flat and tepid. And just another instance of stuff that they've already established. So, again, my thinking is that they've got nowhere to go but recycling old ideas, except, well, trying to put new wine into old wineskins, and it's just not working, because what they were doing earlier was just stuff that was all new and in the moment and good music for its own sake, and now they're trying to recycle those styles again, and it's not working because it's the Cure as brand, and for some reason Robert Smith wants to make enough money that just keeps shooting stuff into that mold and seeing what comes out, and it's just less than inspiring and a little bit painful to witness. You know, you've got their next album after that, you've got Blood Flowers, which is, oh, here's another one of those dark and heavy albums, which they cemented by going on the Trilogy tour, where they played in their entirety Pornography, Disintegration, and Blood Flowers. It's like saying, oh, Blood Flowers is another one of those. But it isn't. It's tremendously underwritten. It has its moments, but it's tremendously underwritten, and again, just trying to shoot stuff into that mold as brand, because they've got that brand there, so they put stuff in it and ship it out and make some more money off of it, and that's what happens. And then, yeah, after that, I've not listened to their last two albums all the way through, but from what I can tell, it's pretty much the same, less than inspiring. So, yeah, the Cure as brand, that's what the hell happened to the Cure. And it's a little bit painful to witness. You wonder, when are they going to pack it in and just, you know, stop pretending to be a going concern that's not endlessly trying to revisit past glories, which only cheapens them, because it's trying to make it into something else new yet again. But it's not working. Yet people keep buying the albums because you've got the Cure's brand, and brands are an effective marketing tool. People keep buying things that are of a brand that they recognize, and it works. So yeah, just like people who are millionaires, why'd you want to go on to be a billionaire? What the hell do you do with that amount of money? What Robert Smith is up to now, yeah, just endless hedonism, just like the song Want is about. Hope that works for him, because artistic value and integrity has gone out the window a long time ago. So Sorry, Robert Smith. I was once with you. You lost me after Wish. You could also say, well, it went downhill after Boris Williams left. That was a common denominator. Don't know if Boris Williams had stayed, that it would have continued on. He's a fantastic drummer, and Jason Cooper is just fine, but he's not Boris Williams, and Boris Williams was a big part of the Cure's sound. And trying to keep recreating the same thing with continuity to the old, without Boris, with his meticulous drum patterns, is proven to be a bit difficult. Maybe that's part of it, but I think, I don't know, with the song End, when you listen to that, even if Boris had left, even if Boris had stayed, you know, it probably would have gone essentially the same. So, Boris Williams, I love you. You're awesome. Good that you got out when you did, because there's been nothing going on since then.